Hi readers, we are reading another book about elephants. This time this book is called Elephant Orphanages. It's a third grade level book from a company called Pioneer Valley Books, and they've given us permission to read their books online together until the end of June, so make sure you read it as many times as you can before the end of our school year. I'm going to share the book with you and then we will start reading about elephant orphanages. There's another book that I read about elephants, and it's just information about elephants. This is specifically about the elephant orphanage. Think to yourself if you know what an orphanage is or what it means. So an orphanage is a place where kids go who have lost their parents. So they're just kids on their own. They need a place to go where they can be taken care of and get food and stay healthy. An orphan is a child who has lost their parents. And so if we put this together, the elephant orphanage, we're going to read about elephants who have lost their parents and have to go live at this special place to be taken care of. There's a short table of contents here. It's pretty straightforward. We have an introduction, history, daily activities, visiting the orphanage, and then a glossary. You could go to the glossary at any time if you were reading this book in real life. That's something readers can make a choice about. Sometimes I like to look at the glossary first. A lot of times I just want to go through and read the book one time through and then go back and look at those words that are in the glossary. So that's what I'll do this time, but it's not the only way. You don't have to do it this way. Okay, we have this beautiful photograph. Here's a little map that shows us where this elephant orphanage is. It's kind of hard to see. I pulled up another map and maybe we can see a little bit better where it is. In this book, we have some pronunciation guides, and I want to give you a little tip about this. If you mispronounce a name of a place or a person in a book, it usually won't affect your overall understanding. So we'll do our best to pronounce it the right way, of course. But if you notice that I'm saying it a little bit differently on different pages, that's okay. I'm learning how to pronounce this. So this here we emphasize pin, and then this is not emphasized, Pinawala. And then we try to put it together, Pinawala. Okay, ready? Let's try it. Read with me. The Pinawala Elephant Orphanage is located in the hills of central Sri Lanka. The 25-acre elephant orphanage is also a breeding place for elephants. 20 elephants have been born there since 1984. It has the largest herd of elephants in captivity in the world. Okay, let's stop and think about this. So the orphanage is in Sri Lanka. Here's the map. Sri Lanka is an island. And if you read the other elephant book with me, you know that there are two kinds of elephants, Asian elephants and African elephants. Here's the island, Sri Lanka. It is south of India, and India is a country on the continent Asia. Okay, there's China. So the elephant orphanage is going to have Asian elephants. They're going to be a little bit smaller than the African elephants. So here's Africa way over here. And then I remember too that the Asian elephants that we'll read about, they have smaller, rounder ears than the African elephants. Okay, and I just looked that up because I was curious about where this was. You know, I can see there's the island, but I don't know what that is, so I looked it up. And then what else was I thinking about on here? Breeding, so that means making babies. 20 elephants have been born, and this word captivity kind of comes from the word capture. This one is in the glossary, but we can kind of picture what that means, right? These elephants are in the boundaries of the orphanage. They're captive, they're kept there within the bounds of the orphanage. They cannot go out. And the reason is just to keep them safe. Okay, let's read about the history of the orphanage. Ready? Read with me. The Pinnawala Elephant Orphanage was started in 1975 on a large coconut farm on the, and I'm going to jump to my pronunciation guide, Mahaoya River. Mahaoya River. The orphanage was started in order to care for and protect the many baby elephants found in the jungle without their mothers. Their mothers had either died or been killed. So they're not just lost, they don't have a parent. Okay, daily activities. At the Pinnawala Elephant Orphanage, there are daily activities for the elephants that are similar to the ones they experience in the wild. In the wild, elephants would naturally stay together in a herd. During the day at the orphanage, the elephants are allowed to roam together freely, just like they would in the wild. So roam, it's kind of a funny word, but it's wander. Just go around wherever they want within the orphanage. One question I have is, in the other elephant book, I thought that elephants stayed together in a herd and that all of the adult females helped raise the babies. And so I wonder why sometimes a kid elephant would be left alone in the wild. I wonder where the herd would be for them, or maybe multiple adult females die off or are killed. I don't know, just a question I have. Okay, and we are still reading about daily activities here. Okay, ready? Read with me. The morning begins with feeding the baby elephant's milk. In the wild, a baby elephant would drink its mother's milk for 5 to 6 years. At the orphanage, the babies drink milk from bottles. Read with me. After breakfast and again in the afternoon, the elephants walk to the Mahaoya River for a 2-hour bath. That's a long time. Elephants are good swimmers and love the water. Do you think they have trouble getting them out of the water? Maybe they get them out of the water when you're hungry. Okay, I have to be honest here. Every time I see that, I think it is snakes, but it is not snakes. And I only learned that because I read the text. So here, whoops. About that, here we go. Ready? Read with me. In the evening, the elephants go to their stalls and are tethered for the night. The babies drink milk again, and the older elephants eat leaves. Okay, you might be asking, Tethered, that means tied up with rope. Is that good? And at first I thought, oh, that sounds kind of mean, but then I realized that that's just to keep them safe. So they're not wanting them to wander away and get hurt or injured at night. Okay, we were right here. Read with me. Elephants are vegetarians. There is very little food that they can find at the orphanage except for grass. At Pinawala, the elephants mostly eat coconut leaves. Large amounts of leaves are brought in to feed all the hungry elephants. So it doesn't sound like they have to forage or find their own food. Okay, let's read about visiting the orphanage. Visitors from all over the world go to see the baby elephants at Pinawala. Visitors can pet the baby elephants and feed them milk from bottles. Visitors enjoy watching the elephants splash each other with water. Okay, that was a good ending to the book. The glossary had breeding, that's the producing of offspring. Offspring is fancy for kids, babies. Captivity means kept within bounds. Roam is to walk or travel without purpose, wander. And tethered is fastened to an object with rope or a chain in order to limit movements. And again, that's for their safety. I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you for reading about elephant orphanages with me. It's fun to read about how people are taking care of the animals there. I will see you next time.